The big heel turn from Trish Stratus that everyone was waiting for finally happened. So we'll take a look what went down there. The entire situation started when Becky Lynch was getting outnumbered against Damage Control. She just couldn't beat the odds against Bayley and Damage Control, and she had no help at all against them. This led to Lita making a surprise return to assist Becky Lynch against Damage Control. But they still needed more help, and that led to Trish Stratus making her return and helping Becky and Lita balance out the odds and win the tag team titles from Damage Control. And in the weeks that followed that tag team title victory, it was clear that the legendary, iconic Trish Stratus was basically just acting as a third wheel to Becky Lynch and Lita. Becky Lynch is the big star that's in the prime of her career. Lita is one half of the tag team champions. But Trish Stratus was basically the afterthought of the entire run as a trio. And this was something that The Miz touched on before WrestleMania. He asked Trish and Lita how they felt about playing backup to Becky Lynch and standing in Becky's shadow. Lita responded by saying that she doesn't feel like a backup because she was holding on to championship gold. However, Trish Stratus never gave The Miz a response to that question, and that's where the heel-turning suspicions really started to get serious for Trish. She didn't answer that question because she was probably agreeing with The Miz. She did feel like a backup to both Becky Lynch and Lita, and she wasn't that pleased about that fact at all. Then at WrestleMania 39, same sort of thing. Becky Lynch is the main centerpiece of the WrestleMania entrance, and Becky even picks up the pinfall win at WrestleMania as well. All things that were continuing to build up and boil inside of Trish Stratus. And that's what got us to the April 10th edition of Raw. Becky Lynch and Lita were set to defend their tag team titles against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And fans were already expecting Becky and Lita to drop the titles in this spot because obviously Lita isn't sticking around full time. So it seemed like a perfect spot for them to drop the titles at. But there was an unexpected twist here. Lita ends up getting mysteriously attacked backstage, leaving Becky Lynch all alone for the match. Becky said that she was ready to defend the titles on her own, but that someone approached her with a good idea, and that individual was Trish Stratus. Trish said that she and Becky made a good team at WrestleMania, and she wanted to step in for Lita to defend the titles, and Adam Pearce made it official. The big mystery here is that no one knows who attacked Lita. Becky Lynch said that she had her own suspicions, but she didn't name any specific names. The only real number one suspect here is obviously Trish Stratus, which deepens and darkens the story if it really was her. Everyone basically saw Trish turning on Becky, but for Trish Stratus to take out her longtime best friend Lita right before a big title defense is pretty insane. And it shows that Trish wasn't jealous of just Becky Lynch. She was jealous of Lita as well. So maybe this was all part of Trish's plan. Take out Lita and step in to take her spot to defend those titles. So we get to the match, and it features a shocking finish. Becky Lynch tags in a fresh Trish Stratus. Trish is sizing Liv Morgan up for her signature kick, but Liv dodges out of the way and rolls Trish Stratus up to win the tag team titles. A big fan theory that's also coming from this moment right here is if Trish Stratus purposely threw the match to cost Becky and Lita the titles. Fans are saying this because Trish Stratus was fresh off that tag. She didn't take any damage at all. Liv just ducked out of the way, and Trish was pinned for the 3 count. Fans just feel like Trish definitely could have kicked out if she wanted to, because she was still fresh off that tag. It only had been a few seconds since she was tagged in. So did Liv legitimately pull a fast one on Trish, or did Trish decide simply not to kick away as a way to screw Becky and Lita over even more? Watching the roll-up back several times, you can basically lean in either direction. You can make the argument that Trish just lost her balance and got pinned legitimately. Or you can argue that Trish definitely could have kicked out, but didn't even make an attempt to kick out. But either way, Becky Lynch picks Trish Stratus up from the ground, and Trish just slams Becky Lynch right back down, officially turning heel on Becky Lynch. Byron Saxton attempted to get an interview with Trish Stratus, but she just kept walking by and didn't say a single word. So there you have it. Trish Stratus had enough and finally snapped on Becky Lynch. But you do have to wonder if Becky Lynch was aware and saw this coming the entire time. Becky Lynch is a super smart character, and like she even alluded to backstage, she did have her suspicions about who did the attack. So you already know that the attack on Lita will be another focal point of this story going forward. Maybe that's something that Becky Lynch can touch on in a future promo. Maybe she'll say that she was suspicious of Trish Stratus in recent weeks. Or maybe Becky can say that she really had no clue and didn't see it coming. But when it comes to Lita's attacker, Trish Stratus is the only name that makes sense. You can't really say Damage Control was behind it because they're off doing their own thing and going through their own breakup story. So having that reveal of Trish being the one that attacked Lita will really just lay it on thick and get the fans to really go against Trish Stratus. It doesn't get more dirty and grimy than brutally attacking your best friend backstage and costing them a big opportunity. So the reveal of Lita's attacker should be showed in the coming weeks for sure. We'll also likely get Trish's explanation on why she pretty much attacked both Lita and Becky Lynch on the same night. It was also originally reported that Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus would be a big SummerSlam matchup. So it'll be interesting to see if they still hold off on the match up until SummerSlam or if it'll happen sooner. And if Trish did the attack on Lita, it'll also be interesting to see if we get one last singles match between Trish Stratus and Lita. That would be something extremely special to see if they do end up going in that direction. But if the real climax of this story really does take place at SummerSlam with Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus, that means that it could be a slightly long-term story. So this is really just the beginning. Trish Stratus has been pitching a heel turn idea to WWE for several years now. And now that it's finally here, you just have to imagine that Trish does want to stretch it out and make the most out of it. So that's exactly what we can expect from Trish in the near future. It looks like her direction will be about a legendary WWE Hall of Fame superstar that feels disrespected by the fans and other current superstars for pushing her into the shadows. Like, even with their entrance together on the April 10th edition of Raw, Trish gets her music played for a few seconds before it's cut off and they make the majority of the entrance to Becky's music. These are all little things that have been building up and led to this moment of Trish Stratus turning on Becky Lynch. But are you looking forward to Trish and Becky meeting one-on-one in the ring? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.